All right, question one this week. If you did check out last week's Spot Show live stream, kind of got stumped here. I don't know if it's this old age or it's getting kind of late, but we didn't know the answer to this question. So, like I said, I was going to make this a trivia question, did a little bit of research, and gosh, did I feel stupid. So, question number one, yes or no, has twin siblings ever faced each other inside the ring?
What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling. Wrestling is good.
Why do you do that?
Why not?
It's fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
All right, question one this week. If you did check out last week's Spot Show live stream, kind of got stumped here. I don't know if it's this old age or it's getting kind of late, but we didn't know the answer to this question. So, like I said, I was going to make this a trivia question, did a little bit of research, and gosh, did I feel stupid. So, question number one, yes or no, has twin siblings ever faced each other inside the ring? All right, question number one again. Yes or no? Has twin siblings ever faced each other in the ring? The answer is yes, they have. And gosh, I feel stupid because not only did the Bella twins do it, I think I was trying to focus on brothers, uh, but obviously, like I said, I feel stupid. Bella twins actually faced each other before, and it was pretty recent. I mean, recent mean within the past 10 years, whatever. Also, I remember seeing these guys, the hunter or the headhunters, seeing old tapes of them, fighting each other. I think it was Japan and all that, but totally forgot about the headhunters being twin brothers who actually face each other. So yes, the answer number one is yes. There have been twins siblings that actually wrestle each other in matches. So yes, that should answer your question. Has twins ever wrestled each other in the ring? And by golly, I felt so dumb, so dumb after I freaking Googled it. I was like, mother. Mm. I don't know if I can say the F word yet, but yeah. So yes, twins have faced each other. Not sure if the bat. Well, somebody in the comments on that did say the Bat twins wrestled each other one time in mass, but but that was a mask. They were doing a gimmick, so who cares? Uh, but yeah, they So you had the Bella Twins, you had the Headhunters, which we have tapes on. I have tape, or did have tapes on, them wrestling each other, and you know, uh, death matches or death match type, you know, Japan stuff. I think they wrestled each other on that. There was a tape a long time ago called Stranglemania, done by Insane Clown Posse. I think that was everybody's gateway to finding out who the Insane Clown Posse was. I know it was for me, but didn't know who they were till I seen that video, and it's like, who are these jackasses? Uh, and they had Stranglemania, Cactus Sack, all kinds of names. But yeah, I think they actually wrestled each other on that uh, tape, which was a collection of just the FMW or the I guess it was FMW and could be a couple other promotions out there doing the deathmatch type stuff. Anyway, enough of that crap. Make me feel like a fool. Welcome to the Spot Show live stream. I am Ronald Ray, your boy with a cornbread accent. Hopefully, everybody's having a good week so far. And yes, I did another shameless plug there of my new Friday night wrestling live stream, Wrestling Gold Friday night. Hopefully, you all will check that out as well. Let me do the usual sales pitch. Now, if you like this video or entertain, please click the like button. Also, leave a comment. Join us in the chat since this is a live stream. Join us in the chat. But if you're watching the replay, go ahead, leave a comment. Let me know what you think, good or bad. I don't care. And also, be a champion. Click on that subscribe button. Now, let's get this show on the road. I think I already asked how everybody's doing. Who's out here? Brenda, Joey. Hey, RP2 Vision. Somebody tell that dude to shut up. Oh, never mind. That's me. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get cooking here. Well, what we want to talk about for let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and try to be positive. Let's because this was a very positive wrestling weekend this past weekend. It was WrestleMania weekend. Now, in my opinion, night one was kind of lacking. Don't know what was lacking. It was just wasn't there. But whatever wasn't there on night one, they found it in night two. Crowd was feeling it. Wrestlers seemed to be feeling it as well. I was feeling it, or was it indigestion? It was one of those. Uh, but yeah, I enjoyed night two a lot more than I did night one. Let me go to the screen here. Okay, there we go. Now we look professional. Since we're talking about WrestleMania, might as well put the logo up there. But yeah, I thought it was all in all pretty good show. What was the final number? Somewhere like 150,000 people, give or take, or 145,000 people for 2 nights. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure a lot of people, pay for, night one and night two. Yeah, I imagine night one was cold as shit. Yeah. Uh, Michael Cole doing a better job of being a weatherman than he ever did as a play-by-play announcer. Um, sorry, folks. I'm not a Michael Cole fan. But anyway, well, I mean, he had to. Let's be nice. He had to follow Jim Ross. Let's see, Gordon Solie, Jim Ross, Lance Russell, Joey Styles. Yeah, that's a Jim Ross number 2, best all time, and some people has got him number 1, best all time. So it's pretty hard to follow that. But anyway, yes. Let's get right down to it. Of course, I'm just going to be very brief about this because if you want to know my full opinion of WrestleMania, go ahead, check out my night 1 and night 2 WrestleMania 40 review. It is up and going. Getting a lot of, well, I'm not setting the world on fire, but getting a lot more views than I usually do. But let's see, here we go. We had kicking things off was the Women's World Championship match. Excuse me. Oh crap! I can't press stop and start over again. Okay, take two. All right. Kicking things off was the WWE World Women's Championship. It was Rhea Ripley, the champion, going against Becky Lynch. Uh, yeah, definitely hard to follow Gordon and Ross. But Michael Cole, not going to give him that easy a pass. Anyway, Rhea Ripley wound up keeping the championship here. Decent match, good opener. Hell of an entrance by Rhea Ripley. Having, I, didn't they say that's her legit favorite band? Uh, Gosh, I forgot the name of the band now. Uh, Moment in White or something, or Silent Moment in White. I forgot the name of it, but anyway, uh, I'm just so sorry, kids. I'm just out of touch with music, but I did like listen to their stuff and downloaded a few other of their songs. If you like metal, they're pretty good. But yeah, I think I did predict Rhea winning that one, and she did, as she should have. The next match during a melee. But anyway, Rey Mysterio and Andrade went up against Santos Escobar and Dirty Dominique. What's wrong about this prediction as Rey Mysterio and Andrade won this one? Let's see. Then you had the Usos. I hate to say I was right, but I was right. This match, two talented guys, but talented, very talented tag team, but put them together. Sometimes brothers don't mesh well when they gotta face each other. Um, and I did say in my review this was nowhere near as good as Brett and Owen, but not as bad as Matt and Jeff. Probably wasn't near as bad as Goldust and Stardust. Now, Cody versus Dustin AEW was better, but Goldust and Stardust not so much. But Jey Uso did pick up that much needed win. Then you had the six lady match here: Jay Cargill, uh, Naomi, Bianca Belair against Damage Control. What's that lady's name? Dakota Kai, Carrie Singh, and Asuka. And of course, I think I nailed this finish pretty freaking good. Jade Cargill pinned Dakota Kai after the Jaded, the sexiest pin cover in professional wrestling. If you in my opinion. And of course, unfortunately, I was right about this one. Good match though, probably the best match of the night one matches. Gunther against Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn got to end Gunther's 666 days as Intercontinental Champion. So, congrats to him, I guess. But and he got his, you deserve it chance on next night on Raw. Let's see. And of course, that main event of night one was Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins versus The Rock and Roman Reigns. And of course, we all know pretty much when they put that stipulation there, it should have been a no brainer. The Rock and Roman Reigns was going to win. Um, the Rock's got a filthy mouth, by the way. I think he drops more f bombs than I do because I know I mean, he even told Tony I was out by then. Let's see, he could cut the replay, fast forward, and I think no, I actually stayed up that whole night. Uh, but it was a decent match, but you pretty much know who's going to win. And it was The Rock and Roman Reigns. Therefore, the match between Cody and Roman Reigns was going to be a Bloodline Rules match. Let's see. Okay, and then everybody got some sleep. In time for night two, we had Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE World Championship. And I think I nailed this pretty well too. Uh, Drew McIntyre did win this one. Held it for 5 minutes. Yeah, he was at. Yeah, he told the ref to don't ring that fucking bell. The Rock don't fuck around. I think I can say fuck now. It's been 18 minutes. Because I was on. I hate to digress, but going to digress. I was listened to another live stream at one time. It was like a panel full of people, and somebody just blurted out "fuck" or something like that, or somebody said "fuck," and and the guy who was like, I guess, host or being the main person on the panel was like, "Okay, you're okay. It's been past 10 minutes." So that's how I'm guessing. You can say "fuck" within 10 minutes. But anyway, yes, I think I nailed this one pretty good. Drew McIntyre won, held it for a whopping 5 minutes for Damian Priest cashed in and won the world title. Drew McIntyre should have grabbed the belt and moved on out, but he decided to get in CM Punk's face, and just like Johnny, he swept uh, Drew McIntyre's leg and hit him with that brace, and that gave Damian Priest the opportunity to come in and just one more shot. Nailed Drew McIntyre with a briefcase, then hit the South of Heaven choke slam. Wound up winning that one. I actually popped on that one too because I dig Damian Priest. He's actually pretty good. Let's see. Next up was the Philly Street Fight. You can't have a Philly Street Fight without a Dudley involved, right? So Bubba Ray Dudley did the honors, than being the referee. It was between, I believe they call them the Pride, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits versus Final Testament, which is Karrion Kross and AOP. Of course, Pride won that one after hitting the What's Up on Karrion Kross. Then Montez Ford hit the Frog Splash, putting Karrion Kross through a table. Bobby Lashley made the cover, and that was it off of that one. Then, of course, this was kind of a no-brainer too. LA Knight versus AJ Styles. LA Knight went over on that one. Uh, this one, like I said, I wanted Randy Orton to win, but unfortunately he didn't. It was Logan Paul defending the U.S. Championship against Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Logan Paul over that one. Then we had the women's championship match. It was Io Sky versus Bayley. I was dead wrong about this one. Bayley won this one. I should have knew better that Bayley was probably going to win, but uh, no problem with that. Dig Bayley. This match kind of started off kind of slow, but once they kind of got the rhythm in, it wound up being a pretty good match. And hey, man, I think Al Snow said it best. He was doing a shoot interview, and they was talking about best match on the card or whatever. And he asked the guys like WrestleMania 3, what do you think the best match on the card was? And the guy giving an interview said Randy Savage and Ricky Steamboat. Also said no, it was Hulk and Andre. It was the main event. It drew the fans in, and it got the fans get the fans into it. And this match pretty much did it. And of course we all know that. Sounds like to me they dropped the Universal part on Monday. I don't know if this is on purpose, but it was the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Now it's just the undisputed WWE Championship. But Cody finally got to finish his story. He is the new undisputed WWE champion. Uh, Definitely Bloodlines rules, and a lot of people interfere. You had Jimmy Uso interfered, and then Jay Uso took care of him. Solo Sikoa came down, interfered as well. Then John Cena, the man you can't see, uh, came in, took care of Solo Sikoa. Then the final boss himself, The Rock, came down and took care of John Cena. Lights went out. The bell rang, and it was the Undertaker. Huge surprise there. He choke slammed and got rid of The Rock. Uh, Roman Reigns actually took care of Seth Rollins for himself, but wound up eating 3 Crossroads and eating the pin. But good. Glad to see Cody finally finish the story and won the championship. I mean, was it 1,316 days? That's a pretty good long reign. Uh, but do believe his leukemia did come back. Uh, him being Roman Reigns, so I think he's taking the chemo pills right now, but he's probably getting like major attention or uh, the major chemo and all that shit show. But hopefully he's able to beat it again. Um, but the big story here is, I mean, that guy right there. Uh, for last year, he's put all this together. Uh, and if you ever watch NXT, the original Black and Gold brand, you know that he likes to let things cook. He likes to let things sizzle before you before a final payoff. I mean, go back to watch the original, like I said, Black and Gold brand NXT. How many main events did Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa wrestling each other? In those uh, PLEs or pay per views or whatever you want to call it for NXT. But he put on a good show. He put together a good show. Him and his staff, of course. Uh, and he has the final say so. So any kind of little missing pieces, he's the one that's got to put all that together. And like I said, I think he did a hell of a job. This is his first full year with him being the chief creative officer. He's got the final say. Um, everything had to go through him, and uh, to say this wasn't a crowning achievement, if this is a new, they said, hey, this is a new era. We're going. It's going to be a pretty good ride. And I'm pretty sure years to come, it's going to. It's like anything else. It's going to peak. It's going to dip. Figure something else out. Peak again. Down. That's the way it's always going to go. Uh, I ain't saying it's going. He's going to be on top forever, or the brand is going to be on top forever. It's going to have its peak and valleys, but right now he's white hot. The brand is white hot, and that's all thanks to that guy. And I mean, we all should have seen this coming, even back in the day. I mean, despite I don't know, we'll get to that later. Uh, despite who he married, uh, he was being pushed before that, before they hooked up. So, but uh, but he was always a student of the game. If you did any kind of behind the scenes study about him and Shawn Michaels, they're very creative people, right? One time, very creative people. They kind of like having, saying some thing. They were not scared to go to Vince and say, "Okay, this is BS. We got to do something different." Uh, and not only with their stuff, they will always, come up with things that themselves or for other people. And I know some people probably got butt hurt because they went part of their plans. And yes, when you are the top talent and you got the boss's ears, what are you going to do? You're going to, I mean, that's any job in the world. If you're uh, a truck driver or a construction worker or a plumber and you're one of your boss's top guys and you got his ear, you're going to make sure you get yourself in the best spot possible. And that's what him and Sean did. And um, did they step on some toes? Yeah. But proof's in the pudding now that he's not a flash in the pan as far as being creative, and he created a pretty good year. So definitely looking forward to see what next year could bring. All right, so let's get into the negative. Did y'all know that AEW's got a pay per view next Sunday? It's called Dynasty, and what better way to sell your pay per view, especially if you're a tag team? There's go Because of Sting retiring, they held up the AEW World Tag Team Championship, and they had a tournament, and of course the finals. No surprise, Young Bucks being one of those teams, and FTR. Hey, two of the best teams in the promotion, right? You know, and what better way to try to sell that than playing some security clip from something that happened 8 months ago? Uh, so, in case you're wondering here, this is the Wembley All In pay per view. Right there's Jungle Boy Jack Perry, uh, Luke Perry's baby boy. Apparently, him and CM Punk did not get along here, and Jack Perry kind of did something that was asked him not to do, but CM Punk pretty much advised him not to do. Uh, but had some words, a punch, a shove, and there's Samoa Joe and everybody else separating them. CM Punk getting somebody's face. I guess that was Tony Khan that he was getting in his face. Uh, but that was it. Of course, there's Aleister Black uh, saying, "Okay, that's enough of that crap." And I don't care how much CM Punk's MMA training. Uh, I do not. I don't think he wants to pick a fight with Aleister Black. Something tells me CM Punk won't get the better end of that deal. Let's see. Question time. Let's see, Joe. Why FTR? All they do is job them out. Uh, well, yeah. Last few months, I mean, they kind of did the job to. Well, yeah, they dropped the tag team titles to Ricky Stark and uh, Cass, Big Bill from New York. And whoa, shit, I dropped something. Um, but uh, but yeah, they job to them, job to House of Black, job to Blackpool Combat Club. But now they made it to the finals of this tournament, which I didn't see all. Did they ever face House of Black or uh, Blackpool Combat Club in the tournament? I mean, I really don't know. I didn't see it all. So if it didn't, kind of dumb. That should have been at least two of the teams that they surpassed, or one of the two teams they should have faced in the finals. Um, but if they just wrestle this any old people, um, well, that's the difference between storytelling and just throwing matches together. Uh, excuse me, but yeah, it's not sure about like I said. Um, and I get it. I guess they was trying. Young Bucks were at least. I give them this much credit. At least they were trying to move forward the storyline and saying, "Hey, the only reason we lost to FTR in Wembley is because we had to put our EVP hats on and take care of the situation with their buddy CM Punk, which they didn't mention his name, but they mentioned the scapegoat, the humble Southern California Jack Perry." Uh, so yeah, the BCC was an imminent tournament. I guess they. I mean, Daniel. I hate to say it, Daniel or Brian Danielson is going to wind up doing the job that pay per view. Good segue there, but it's a good segue. I should have waited, but uh, more on that later. But yeah, but at least they did try to say, okay, uh, try to do a storyline saying, hey, because your buddy, we got distracted. We think you guys put your buddy up to it to get us distracted, but that's how you won. At least they tried, but at that point, really, who cares? You know, uh, for some reason, if anybody watched Dynamite this week, I think they did more promoting and talking about the WWE, their competitors, than themselves. The only people I could see that actually moved forward with their story and try to sell their match of the pay per view was Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland, which is, I was even thinking about getting. I'm still thinking about it, getting the pay per view and watching it. Even though it's going to be late by the time it's over, um, but I was thinking about getting it. Because I dig Swerve Strickland. I mentioned his thing a bunch of times after I seen that match between him and Matt Riddle in MLW. And I showed my buddies that match, and I think it was before we seen Matt Riddle and Cornelia that weekend. But it's like, dang, this Troll Strickland's pretty freaking good himself. Uh, at the time, it was Shane Strickland, whatever. But the kid was good. Then he got signed with WWE, and unfortunately, they didn't cut bats because of the pandemic, and he was a victim of that. But now he's in AEW. Uh, he kind of does, don't he? Maybe if Samoa Joe had a little more gray in his beard, he would. They look like twins. But yeah, like I said, at least they was trying. Yeah, not as fat, but at least they did stuff to forward their storyline. But everybody else was just there. Seemed like. And it's not up yet. I don't know if it's going to. It's definitely not up now, but it's going to be up. Uh, I'll pull it later. It'll be up after a show. I did do a recap of this week's AEW Dynamite. I was trying to have it up before this, but of course, wishing one hand, shitting the other. See which one weighs more. But anyway, yes, like I said, good segue about this coming pay per view. Apparently, did you know Brian Danielson and uh, Will Ospreay is supposed to have this big dream match at the pay per view? So, of course, Will Ospreay, he's got 5 minutes to give a promo and sell this pay per view to sell this match and get people wanting to see this match. Uh, what does he do? Oops, wrong one.
So there's this rumor going around, right? There's this rumor that I'm afraid of the grind. And I'll be honest with you, I have no idea where this conversation has come from, because I'm one of the only guys that are traveling every single week to the UK and America, 8-10-hour flights every single week, and I am delivering.
His grind is.
Oh, hear that? I am delivering some of the best professional wrestling matches this world has ever seen, bruv. And normally I wouldn't rise to this type of bait, but seeing as the guy that said it is only in the position he's in because he was grinding on the boss's daughter.
And all he wants to do is talk about this.
You are in no position to tell me what the grind is all about, my friend, because you have no idea what I fight for.
The Chief Creative Officer, Triple H.
So let this be a painful little jab back and a gentle reminder that you do not throw stones at an assassin with a machine gun.
Yes, there we go.
Now, Brian.
Now does that make y'all want to buy this pay-per-view to see this match between Brian Danielson and Will Ospreay? Two talented guys. I dig watching them wrestle, but that time is supposed to be spent to promote a show. Now, my personal opinion, I could be wrong. I wasn't there. But if somebody was back there and said, "Hey, Will Ospreay, did you know Triple H talked about you like this?" And of course, Triple H didn't give any names when he made the statement of, "Hey, if you don't want to do the grind, then, I don't need you. I'm glad you picked other people." The other people being AEW. And of course, hey, we all got regular jobs. If you were a boss, who'd you want to pick? Somebody's going to grind it out? Or somebody's going to be like, "Well, bruv, tell you what, pay me a lot of money, fly me over here. I just want to work a couple days a week. Just a couple days a week. Just pay me a lot of money to work a couple days." Of course, if I was that person offering those two scenarios, of course, I'm going, "Oh, you going to pay me a lot of money to just work a couple nights a week? If that? Sure. oh, you want me to work maybe 2 or 3 nights a week, and you're not going to pay me half of this? Yeah, I get it. There's a big upswing. I'll have to prove myself before I do. Uh, Maybe a few years before I possibly get a lighter schedule, but they're offering me a lighter schedule now, twice the money, so I'm picking them. Um, but like I said, one or two things happened before Will Ospreay went out there. Tony Khan or somebody told him, say, hey, why don't you say something about Triple H? Here you go. Which I definitely believe that Tony Khan or whoever told him to say it. I mean, or uh, my question is, if that didn't happen when he was talking to agents or whatever, and it was like trying to give him some bullet points on the promo, did they say, did they ask him, hey, what are you gonna say? Well, bruv, I'm gonna talk about Triple H first, and nobody said, dude, no. That's what Twitter and whoever interviews you away from this company does. If they ask you about it, yeah, go ahead, give your answers there, or X, excuse me. Uh, we're trying to sell a pay per view. You got a dream match with Brian Downson. We're giving you 4 minutes, bruv. So go sell this pay per view. Uh, Now, if that scenario happened, you know, then when he came back, I'd be like, okay, dude, you didn't do what we told you to, so therefore, let's see, what are we paying you for tonight? Well, we're going to pay you half of that tonight. The other half is a fine for you not doing what we asked you to do. You're here to sell, this is AEW Dynamite. This ain't WWE Raw or SmackDown or whatever. This is time we got TV time here to sell this pay per view. We don't have streaming. We got to have people actually buy this pay per view if they're going to see it. Uh, but whichever scenario happened and let them do that, that's my opinion. That's totally dumb. I mean, like I said, if I was back there, if it was my company, he did that. Yeah, it's like, dude, you can't have your pay today because barely you barely mentioned your opponent Brian Danielson. You want to go on a tirade and talk about uh, Triple H, and grinding on the boss's daughter. Yeah, and that's the thing too. He was on the Pat McAfee show. Uh, Pat McAfee asked him a question about free agents or something like that. Then he gave his answer. Did Renee Paquette ask him and say, "Hey, uh, Triple H was on the Pat McAfee show. He said this. Do you think he was talking about you?" No. He was supposed to go out there and sell a pay per view. Okay, if Will Ospreay was on the Pat McAfee show or some other little ESPN, whoever, Dave Meltzer show, whoever the hell wants to interview him, and they ask him about it, grieve right then. That's your time to grieve, or take it to social media. That's what everybody else does. Uh, but that's not the time to do it. I, like I said, if it was me, I'd be like, all right, you got about 4 minutes here. You got your dream match with Brian Danielson. Go sell it for me. Uh, Now, if he did come back after doing that promo, or if he said, well, first I want to say something about what Triple H says. Like, no, this ain't WWE. Triple H don't work. Let me look here. No, Triple H don't work for us. Paul Levesque don't work for us. This is AEW. We're about to get a pay per view. Like I said before, just a few minutes ago, they don't have streaming. We gotta have people buy these pay per view. Which I think is what, 50, $60 a pop. Uh, and oh yeah, by the way, that same guy booked their main show, Raw. They had to take their Titantron down to fit more people, so they can get 20,000 people in a smaller arena than stadium for Raw. Yeah, I mean Triple H could have been talking about Okada or Sasha. I mean they try to get Okada. Um, okay, good night. But yeah, he could have been talking about Okada or whoever. Sasha, I think Sasha deal was, and let me go ahead and iterate that too. It's like I've said this, 100 times already. I want AEW to succeed. I want to see a different brand give me a different product or a little bit of alternative product. You know, more I want to see a more grounded wrestling company. Do I want you know uh, the lights and fireworks and celebrities all over the place? Hey, I got WWE for that. I want to see opposite of that. Um, and they do got these. I mean, I don't particularly like you know 25 dives and uh, 30 uh, Canadian destroyers, but that's what they do. Just nobody's there to tell them any different. But sometimes they just have you know really good just all out fights, uh, or matches. But the thing about it is, it's like like Sasha Banks. She talked to WWE. She said this was her asking price. They said, not today. So she went to Tony Khan, AEW. Hey, here's my asking price. Can't fault her for taking it. Doesn't matter how you feel about Sasha Banks, Mercedes Monet. At least she had the opportunity. At least there was somewhere else she can go to get her asking price. Okada, same thing. He was probably wanting a whole lot of money. They sat there and said, "Look, we got to introduce you to our audience. We can't just pay this money now, and we're not going to make it back. Uh, and we got, we'll give you a pretty good rate here, but we can't. We're not going to give you this much. So what is Okada? And he wanted to stay in Japan more. Hey, that's where he's from. Just like Will Ospreay, he's from England. You know, he wants to be at home more. Okay, WWE said no to their big contracts and light schedule, so therefore, let it, glad that they had an opportunity to go to a guy with deep pockets and another company, AEW, to go, sure, here you go. Uh, Otherwise, they'd still be in Japan and we're just overseas, pretty much. Uh, Maybe come back, when they want to pay them a one shot big money deal to go over on somebody, or actually Okada put Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson over. Um, but yeah, I mean, you just I don't get it. But yes, they do got deep pockets. The Khan family has deep pockets. They own an NFL team, which is this a lot of billionaires and millionaires or groups of millionaires own sports franchises. Um, I think at least the people who own or uh, he actually hired some people who might know football. It just ain't really panned out too well. I mean, they got a decent quarterback. I think last year was a down year. Maybe this year, uh, Trevor Lawrence will do better. I think Sad's name Trevor Lawrence. Uh, Maybe this year, give him some weapons and maybe he'll do better. I don't know. I don't keep up football that much, so if you do, let me know. Let me know how your feelings about the uh, Jacksonville Jaguars. But I'm a pro wrestling fan. I want to see pro wrestling, uh, and I want to see good stuff. And Yeah, okay. They're mad at CM Punk for airing the dirty laundry. Guess what? That's what CM Punk does. After he left the WWE the first time, what did he do for years? 10 years almost. Then came to your company and did it. He shit on WWE. Guess what now? He doesn't work for AEW no more. He works for the WWE. Of course CM Punk's going to shit on AEW. I mean, especially the way he left. You think he's going to say, oh, well, it's all sunshines and rainbows. I was shitting Skittles. But unfortunately, this Punk, pissed me off and I smacked him. And of course, their EVPs pissed me off, so I got to fight with them too. But this one, finding, Luke Perry's baby boy, got me fired. Which I still say, I think, I got a feeling, I got a hunch that he was wanting to be fired. He was wanting to leave there. He had already, I, again, I reiterate, there was that weekend where it seemed like everybody was in Chicago. AEW, something happens, I might want to come back. And which, like I said, I'll reiterate again when CM Punk came back. That's what the fans wanted. Fans wanted him back in the WWE. They did not want him back in AEW. Of course, I got pop when he came back. After the whole um, fight with Bucks and Omega and whoever, and came back from that, he got mixed. Chicago got popped, but I remember they did that Dynamite Collision show before the Wembley All In, and he got kind of a mixed reaction from the crowd. Some cheers, some boos. Uh, but a lot of cheers though. And if you don't, if you remember that round Wembley 2 or round that pay per view All In Wembley, the news was about CM Punk. Guess what? The big news about AEW is it's not their pay per view. It's not that they're about to possibly crown their first African American world champion, which I don't care about that part. I just look at Swerve Strickland as a good wrestler, entertaining dude. Um, but some people like to make a big deal out of it, and that's your prerogative. I don't care. But anyway, so here we go. Dynasty, week away, or 2 weeks away, or less than 2 weeks away. And what's people talking about in AEW? CM Punk, the fight backstage with you know Jack Perry, and now we're talking about Paul Triple H Levesque, the CCO of WWE. Nobody gives a shit about this fucking pay per view. They're all talking about CM Punk and Triple H. What did he say about Will Ospreay or Okada or whoever he was talking about? Well, uh, and somebody, I, I really do. When I read comments, I really need to post them up and stuff like that. And somebody kind of said something that makes sense. Uh, their comment was WWE baited them, threw the line in, and they took it. They took that worm, hook, line, and sinker, and look at what they're doing. More WWE talk than AEW talk, and they got pay per view up. So, so yeah, Tony, he fell asleep. Thanks for coming though. Appreciate it. Come next week. Let's see what else. So now, gosh, I need to cut that line there. Uh oh. it's making sure I'm still. It's not receiving enough video. Oh, hey, are you guys still seeing me out there? I'm gonna hold up a finger. You tell me how many fingers I'm holding up. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Because I just went there and they said it's not doing something. But anyways, I'll just keep running my mouth. Eventually, I get tired of running my mouth, maybe. But yeah, there we go. There's something going on there. Okay, so I'm still in line. That's because it says something about not getting enough video or something like that. But at least I'm still on here. Um. Anyway, so with WrestleMania and AEW Bitch Fest out of the way, what do we want to bullshit about? What can um? Did I play for y'all the? I'll say here. Let me see. You shouldn't try to multitask doing this. Uh oh. Did y'all get to see the intro to my new show? Let me do that shameless plug again. Yes, tomorrow night, 8 o'clock. Uh, crap. Where's the? I had it all written down, nice and pretty. Where'd I put it? Where did I put it? And stuff's dropping in. That's not it. Ah, crap. Anyway, so, what do you want to talk about? But yes, tomorrow night I got a new show. It's called Wrestling Gold Friday Night. Um, Gonna start at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Oh, yeah, 6, then 6 p.m. Pacific. Uh, Crap. I had it all written down, all nice and pretty. Let me get all this times down. But yes, tomorrow, 8 o'clock. New show, Wrestling Gold Friday night, where we talk old school wrestling. Uh, Gonna briefly talk about uh little things that happened on April 12th in wrestling history. Then we're gonna have a little watch along. Got uh some Memphis wrestling from April 2nd, 1983, and it's gonna be pretty interesting because I've never seen that episode either. So, uh, gonna sit there and comment about it. Probably crack some jokes about it. Not nothing too mean, but definitely I'm pretty sure 1983 Memphis. We're gonna see a lot of up and comers and a lot of people who were big stars at the time and went on to other things being big stars. Sorry, my phone is going off again. But you know, it's not the boss this time, so I ain't got to answer that one. But yes, so hopefully tell your friends, uh, tell your family, tell your enemies. Who cares? Like I said, just gonna have some like a little safe space. We're gonna us old school wrestling nerds gonna talk a little old school wrestling. Like I said, we're gonna do a watch along of Memphis, April 2nd, 1983, and that was some years before I even started watching wrestling. So um, probably a good couple years before I really started following wrestling. So I never seen this episode, so I'm going it totally blind. I just googled uh, wrestling 1983, and it was like one of the first things that popped up. So I was like, well, watch that. Um, Let me see if I can find. Do you guys want to see the intro again to the new show? You're gonna see it tomorrow, hopefully. Um, yeah, I think. Well, when we do the watch along, I'm probably gonna have the volume down a little bit. I might cut up on the promos, and yeah, probably be some politically incorrect promos in there. Uh, and hey, if I can talk about it, I'm gonna talk about it. Uh, oh, but I will have to go ahead and have the volume down for a bit on that because I'm pretty sure because in those days they used what we know now as copyrighted music. Back in our day, it's like just regular songs that came on the radio, like you know, uh, the fabulous ones came out to Billy Squires, "Everybody Wants Me," um, or "Everybody Wants You," whichever one. Everybody wants something. Um, so now we got these copyright laws, and want to make sure if their intro music is playing, I gotta make sure it's cut down low so YouTube won't get mad at me and shut me off. Um, but yeah, so my total reaction to everything that goes on Memphis 83 would be totally natural. Of course, it won't be 7-year-old natural, but it will be not as natural as it can be. So if it was good, hey, it's I'm gonna say it's good, and or say, hey, back in that day, this shit worked. Let's see. Okay, y'all still there with me? Hopefully this will work this time. Oops, wrong button. Okay, here we go. Tell me what y'all think here. Oops.
Everybody, get your daddy out of the field, get your mama out of the kitchen, you get your brother and sister out on the field playing with the lambs and the sheep.
or tomorrow night, Wrestling Gold Friday night. Let me. While I'm at it, might as well see if I can find the image again. Trying to find one more image here, but I don't think I got it here. Yeah, this hopefully comes off as pretty cool. Um, Crap, can't find it. Yep. Let's have it on my laptop. Or actually, da, 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 da. Oh, not that one. Not on here either. Hmm. Can't believe I don't have it anywhere. Sorry, folks. I just hate when you try to look for something and you just can't find it. It happens all the time. Can't believe it's not in there, or maybe one more spot, then I'll just call it a loss. Not gonna find it today. Found everything else, but not what I was looking for. Oh, that's not it. Cancel. Anyway, so yep. Uh, 8 o'clock start time for tomorrow night. So yeah, I got a busy weekend ahead of me. Gotta do the work thing tomorrow. Then come home, get prepped up for that, which I think I pretty much already am. Then actually gotta work Saturday. Gosh, I need to play the lottery tomorrow. Between my uh, pretty good predictions on WrestleMania and predicting that I could possibly be working tomorrow a couple of weeks ago when I was asked to go to G Day. I said, no, no, my luck, I probably have to work. Lo and behold, I got to work Saturday. It's probably not going to be too long, but it's going to be early. I got to get up early and hit it, but should be home to in time to take a nap. Friend of mine, she's coming back from Jamaica, so guess who she volunteered to pick her up at the airport, which I dropped her off too, uh, but picking her up as well. Uh, which family members out there and friends, if you come to me, I got a. If you ever take uh, a flight somewhere, don't fly out of Atlanta. If you live in Georgia, Don't fly out of Atlanta, or especially in this area in Georgia, don't fly out of Atlanta. You're gonna drive an hour and a half, 2 hours anyway. Fly out of what is it, Greenville, Spartanburg Airport. It's like another. It's gonna be an hour and a half drive too, though, but it's an easy hour and a half drive, and the flight cost itself will save you money. Um, and apparently, it's one of those. It's not a busy airport. You just zip in, check in, do the security thing, and then wait for them to call to set your ass down on the plane. So there's my life lesson of the day. But so yeah, it's pretty excited about tomorrow's wrestling goal. Hopefully, it goes off well. Um, really nervous about it actually. Tell the truth. But yeah, like I said, I definitely like anything else I do. I'm just gonna wing it. I mean, like I said, I'm gonna talk about things that happened on April 12th through the history, through the years of wrestling. Then the watch along, and have another bullshit section. So hey, if you want to do some research on what happened and this week in April and shoot the shit about it, and uh, talking about if you did watch Memphis in '83, uh, when it was fresh and new, share your memories about that, and share some memories about uh, the events that took place on April 12th. I think 70 something, 80 something, 87, 90 something, 2000 something, and whatever, 98, I think. Yeah, I didn't go too far. I think the last thing I mentioned is happened in 2016, which, like I said, I'm gonna kind of stop before 2020. Um, should have stopped before, you know, 2010 should have been my cutoff date, but oh well. But anyway, like I said, uh, got a long couple of days, so I'm gonna go ahead and call it night tonight. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate everybody left comments here. Did I miss anything? Uh, see, wrestlers, you know you're over when somebody says you look like one. It doesn't matter what they look like. But if that wrestler's over and somebody says you look like them, they're gonna pop for us. Hell yeah, I'll take I look like Samoa Joe. Let's see. And we talked about Triple H. I answered that question. Um, but yeah, like you said, they're AEW. They do have a lot of work to get to where they need it. Because I said this 2 weeks ago, with the talent they have there, they have talent. There should be no way they draw 500,000 people, or as far as viewers. Uh, I think it's even dipped down below 500,000. Um, I'm gonna do a lot of research about that. And their live TVs, they're pulling not 3/4 of a crowd, 70%, 60% of a building, and they're not big buildings. And nothing. Uh, and I get it. Okada was a big surprise for that one show. Uh, joining the elite, but you can't just expect, okay, the next night for the collision, or actually you announce it for come Saturday's collision, even though it was going to be taped the next night. So nobody cared too much cared about collision. I mean, people in the area, I guess, figured it out, but some people already had a 2-day passes. Some people just bought one day. and they're not expensive tickets either. Uh, I think 4 seats were like 60. That's even for just collision. I think it was around 100 for 4 seats, but I mean that's for a 2 night package. I could be wrong, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But some of the 4 seats were around 100, and that's I mean go ahead and break it down. It's like well, yeah, go to 2 shows back to back, $50 a pop on the floor. Can't do that WWE, and they draw big crowds. But yeah, anyways, but yeah, like I said, I think I'm gonna go Friday night. Um, yeah, 4 seats suck. Yeah, because here I am trying to leave, and then I digress in something else. It happens. But yeah, there's this family usually goes to the local shows around here. They got 4 seats to uh, the uh, the payoff show for the All In in Wembley. They had Dynamite and Collision, or Dynamite live show, Collision tapings, uh, all the same night in Duluth, Georgia that night for Wembley, and that was August of last year. And family friendly with, talk with all the time. They got 4 seats, and they wound up leaving those 4 seats coming to the regular seats. They were able, 4 people, family of 4, I believe, 3 or 4. But they were able to get up from the 4 seats and find a seat that's a regular seat, and got better seats. Why they don't show anything on that their little Titantron during the matches or whatever so people can see it, I have no idea. Well, I guess there's people behind them or sitting behind it. I don't know. But yeah, they said they couldn't see nothing. It was kind of sitting in the back on 4 seats, but I was just saying, yeah, 4 seats. I mean, if you're gonna sit on the floor, you want to be front row, front or maybe second row. I don't know. Uh, maybe one day in my life. Maybe next time AEW comes to town, I'll try to get front row seats. Never sat front row for $1 billion wrestling company before. So, but yeah. Anyway, like I said, gonna call it a night. But see y'all here next week for a Spot Show live stream. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, tune in tomorrow for uh, Wrestling Gold Friday night. I feel like I'm repeating myself. Is this Groundhog Day? But anyway, like I said, that's for me. So everybody have a good night, have a good one, and take it easy. Hey there, thank you for checking this out. If you enjoyed it, share with friends, drop a like button, leave a comment. Also, be a champ and hit that subscribe button. You can also check me out on social media, Facebook at Ronald Ray, on X or Twitter is RPATRPTV46. Until next time.
So long from the peach state of Georgia.